we are under the impression that you're not supposed to deal with the matter since he had a complaint against Your Worship.
So if the court is not aware of such a complaint, then I'm not aware that I should not deal with the matter.
Okay.
In order for me not to deal with the matter, I must be fully aware of such a complaint.
Thank you, Your Worship.
And as I sit here today, it is not to my knowledge of any complaint. I'm not saying that he hasn't lodged a complaint. All I'm saying, it's not to my knowledge. Nobody has brought it to my knowledge as yet. And I'm pretty certain that if he has lodged a particular complaint, it will be brought to my knowledge at some stage or the other.
Thank you, Your
As
Worship.
as we are seated here today, I'm not aware of such a complaint. But that's
As
the one
the defense,
aspect.
yes, as the defense, we are bringing it to the attention of the court to make the court aware that there is such a complaint. As an officer of the court standing before Your Worship, I cannot tell the court lies. So I make the
nobody
court,
is disputing
yes,
that.
I'm now making the court aware, something that must have done by the Magistrate Commission.
Yeah.
Yes, Your
And
Worship.
they are the only ones that will make me aware of that, Mr.
But
Tubani.
as the attorney of the client who lodged the complaint, I'm aware of that complaint, and I further make it the court to be aware of it. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, thank you for bringing it to the attention
And
of
it's
the
on
court.
record for that purpose.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Worship.
All I wanted to ask you is whether you were aware that on the 19th of May last year, your client brought an application for the court to recuse itself in this matter. Are you aware of that or not?
Your Worship, as I said, and I'll repeat, that one, whether I'm aware or not aware, does make a difference.
I'll
The
tell you why
issue
it
here-
I'll tell you why it makes a difference, sir. It's because I am in the middle of that application at the moment.
But Your Worship, you don't want to listen to me. How are we going to proceed?
All right? I am listening to you.
Yes, but I'm saying, as it stands now, he cannot deal with this matter. Maybe my client will give me direction because I can see he's raising his hand again, my approach. But with due respect, I don't think Your Worship can deal with this matter. Another presiding officer maybe can deal with the matter.
Yes, I'm not
Before
too-
the court asks me questions, we quickly approach.
Yes, you may.
Thank you, Your Worship.
Yes, you may.
Worship, at least there's a light. On the 17th of November, as per my instructions, my client appeared before Your Worship and informed you about the complaint with the Magistrate Commission. According to my instructions, you informed him that you are aware. And that's the day he brought an application for the court to recuse himself.
Sorry, what date was that?
17 November.
17 November.
He brought an application for Your Worship to recuse yourself. As it stands now, it means that Your Worship was aware. Even before to be sitting here today, you were aware. And also it means that before you issued the warrant, you were aware. Hence, we're still submitting that Your Worship may please not deal with this matter, as there's a complaint against Your Worship. It's a court business.
Is that all you wish to say?
Yes, Your Worship.
Thank you. All right. I just wish to bring to your attention, Mr. Tubani, and to place on record, I'm not formally aware of any complaint that your client has lodged with the Magistrates Commission that has been placed before me as yet. Secondly, I respectfully disagree with you that your client only in November had applied to this court to recuse itself. Your client has formally brought an application on the 19th of May for the court to recuse itself in this matter from dealing with his cases going forward.
But you say 19th of May, Your Worship. Sorry to interrupt. Which year?
Sorry,
yes.
I'm not finished. I'm not finished.
Yes.
Whilst in the middle of the court hearing such an application, which is part heard as we stand here, the court then asked your client to submit heads of arguments in support of his application. And together with hearing his application, the court was in the middle of hearing the state's application that they had brought. So effectively, the court has not delivered judgment as yet on the state's application to withdraw the charge of 2020 and to add it to the charge of 2021. In other words, the court is still hearing that application. Further to that, the court is still in the middle of hearing your client's application for the court to recuse itself. So by you standing before this court today and saying that the court needs to recuse itself, I regret to advise you that I'm in the middle of such an application already brought by your client, and the court has to still pronounce a judgment on that application brought by your client. So he is well aware of that application, and if he is not, then I presume he will make you aware of that part-heard application that we're dealing with. And in the middle of that part-heard application, your client did not come to court, and hence we are here today. So we are here to proceed with the state's application, and we are here to proceed with your client's application for the court to recuse itself. I cannot simply make an order based on what you advise me today. I have to hear an application for the court's recusal, and we are in the middle of that.
Maybe me and the court are approaching it in different angles. I'm going to repeat again. I agree with the court. He made me aware of what the court stated now. But my submission is, in the light of the fact that he lodged a complaint with the Magistrate Commission and followed it up, it taints everything. And the good thing about this is that you have not yet given the judgment on whatever application, especially on the state application. Then it don't cause much damage if the court recuses itself from that proceedings. And maybe the court can give judgment on this application for recusal. But now what will add more salt on our application is that there is, actually, according to me, there are 2 complaints against your worship, because he made the first one and he followed it up again and relaunched it again. That's when they gave him respond.
All right.
Yes, Worship.
Is there anything further you wish to say, sir?
That's all.
All right. Mr. Nkabinde, your response?
I understand the court is busy with the application, Worship, and the court cannot just leave the application hanging. I think the court will have to make judgment on the application by the state as well as on the application for recusal.
Yes, and we are in the midst of that. So let me just find out then, is the state in a position to present its heads of arguments to me for that application for the court's recusal, as I previously requested?
Your Worship, unfortunately, one as the Worship, not the one who was dealing with the matter, Worship, during the time. It was my colleague, Your Worship. So I don't know the basis for that application, Your Worship. So I won't be in a position to address the court.
Very well. Mr. Tubani, is the defense in a position to present its heads of arguments as previously requested?
Just like my colleague, Your Worship.
Recusal?
Just like my colleague. I was not the one dealing with this matter on those previous occasions. And, I mean, I don't know the submission of the state when it says the court can proceed. The court cannot proceed, whereas there's such a thing of a complaint. in any way, we are not also prepared to proceed.
Very well. All right. Okay. If
Another thing, Your Worship, if the court allows me, with due respect, we agreed with the date with the state. We gave the state the representations, and we agreed that the matter, if the court allows, postpone it to the 24th of June. I did say to the state, it will be the outcome of the reps and other outstanding issues. Then maybe on the 24th of June, we can have a direction.
all right. I'm just.
That's my suggestion and my submission,
All
Your
right.
Worship. Thank you.
Thank you for the submission. I was of the view, though, that the court cannot deal with this matter until a decision is made on the recusal. I thought that was the argument you were raising with the court, that the court should not deal with this matter until I have made a decision on it. So to postpone the matter for representations, in my view, would be premature. I would rather deal with the court's decision on whether it will deal with the matter going forward or not first, before we deal with any other aspect that you raise.
Yes, I agree with the court 100%. What I'm trying to say is that on the 24th, that is when the court can also deal with the issue, give judgment on the issue of recusal.
Yes,
Then the state will be prepared and will be prepared.
I'd rather deal with that
Before we
aspect
deal with anything, on the 24th, we deal with that issue, Your Worship.
Well, that's what I said.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, is that the 24th of, what date again? 24th of? June. June.
May I approach, Your Worship?
Yes, certainly.
Get the court, Your Worship. Thank you.
Can I make a suggestion? The 24th of June does not suit the court. Could we perhaps consider the 8th of July? Mr. Nkabindi?
I think I will be on leave on that day.
Mr. Tubane, do you perhaps have any dates in the middle of July when it suits Mr. Nkabindi?
Yes, Your Worship. Mr. Kamende can indicate when he will be back.
What was the 7th of July, the date that was suggested? 8th, Your Worship. Well, I'll make a plan, Your Worship. We can postpone to that date.
Does that date suit you, Mr. Tubane?
The 8th of July. Yes, Your Worship. Thank you. Bishop, if I may just indicate something. If it happens that on the 8th of July, we have that matter in High Court in Pretoria, I will indicate to my colleague, Worship, to say we are in High Court in Pretoria on that date. On Monday, we are going back to court. We're going to arrange further dates. However, if that date, because we already arranged some dates, but if the 8th of July is not on those dates, it will be fine. And then if they want to put it on the 8th, I'll tell the court that no, on the 8th we are going to Hillbrow. I just want to make sure on that.
Sorry, I'm just a little bit confused. So are we taking the 8th or?
No, it's fine. Let's leave it because my diary, for now, it shows I'm free. What I'm saying, Your Worship, is that on Monday the 30th, we are going to back to court. So we're going to arrange other dates.
Yeah, I would like to think that other dates should be arranged other than the 8th of July.
Yes, because the High Court will have their own calendar, and then they'll remember when they do their cases, they do them in days in a row. But what I'm saying, if it happens that there is a date for the 8th, I'll advise them to change it because we are here.
All right, thank you for that. Sir, could you please stand up? Your matter is now postponed to the 8th of July, back to this court. It is for the state to proceed to bring the application that it wishes to bring, together with the court dealing with the application by the defense to recuse itself in the matter. Your bail is extended until then at 8:30 on the 8th of July. Do you understand, sir? You got the date, sir? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ship.
Is that all?
That's all, Ship.
The court will
Thank you.
adjourn.
Hasina Kori is on that story and she'll bring us more detail later. But as you heard, postponement to the 8th of July to proceed with trial in the advocate Teffo matter there. And of course, we're watching this development because of the implications on his work on the Senzo Meyiwa trial.
Three. Sorry? Look at this here. Oh. Ndom. Dinalecho. Hi.
Hey, umati roka.
Kau
Umati roka. Tentang.
Kau.
Hey. Huh?